Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And as promised in the daily financial news this morning, we have a special guest coming to us at 9 o'clock Pacific this Sunday morning. Mr. John Sterling. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm really honored to be with you this morning.
Well, man, you have done some amazing things that will help the channel, the community. So thank you for doing that. We will get to that in a minute. But I love what you got behind you. You got some cards, some books, and a wonderful hat. I like
Yes,
it.
I've had a collection going on here.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well, hey, what I want to do is I want to talk about the 50-year spreadsheet. If you're new to my channel, pay attention. But if you're an OG, you know I put something together probably 9 months ago now, maybe a year, called the 50-year spreadsheet, where I took a day out of my life to go back all the way to 1970, pull some data together across lots of different data sources. John has done us a favor, gone back and rebuilt the spreadsheet, added more years because now we're in 2022. So John, you want to talk about anything else you've done before I bring it up?
Well, looking at the sheet at the very end, I've added averages.
I saw that.
And I thought that was really cool to look at.
Yeah.
Get my glasses on here, it might help.
I feel you. I know what that's like.
Anyhow, particularly home ownership rate, I had to go and get some more data on that to get correct values.
Yep.
So I sent it to you again.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's bring it up because I think what you've done is helpful. And what my plan to do with this video, folks, is I'm going to do this. It'll go on my website, and then I will add it to the free course, just so we all have it. I think this data is so important. People need to really appreciate and understand it. So let me share it first. Here we go. All right, you can see that now.
Yes, I can see it.
Awesome. So what I want to do first is highlight what John has done. These are additions to the spreadsheet. So first and foremost, yes, you've done an average here in column B. B is boy. So it's really, these are things to appreciate. You got to remember, this is all the way back to 1970. And it looks like the average home ownership rate is 65.4. So as we're bumping along in 2021, it's rough and tough, right around the average, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No change there, really. It's just a 1/10 of a point.
Yep. And then, folks, again, something that's been added to the spreadsheet, John was nice enough to do for us, are these color codes, which I think is genius. I did not do this. Basically, you've said, hey, what's above trend, basically what's trend, and then what's below trend. That's how I kind of do red, yellow, green, which is very interesting. I think the average increase in home ownership is interesting because obviously it's been accelerating lately, but $5,000 a year, when you times it by 51 years or 52 years.
52 years, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because again, 1970, a lot of people watching this will not appreciate it. The average home was only $24,000 in 1970.
Seems awfully cheap.
Yeah, it does.
In today's dollars.
Yeah, until you realize you only made $8,000 as a family.
Yeah.
These are all things that just, when you really, because we always operate with a recency bias, right? We all think like, we're living in the moment. It's 2022. Housing is expensive, but realize that housing was 3x average income all the way back to 1970. And what I've been talking a lot about, John, you've heard me, is it's wage inflation. So look at this. I don't even know how this is going to turn out. We're going to find out in a minute. So roughly speaking, homes were 300% of weight of a family income, right? So if we scroll over and look at 2021, which I think is the last year of data, we have 300 grand, and the average income is roughly, call it 67 grand. So that would be, so that's about 4 times, a little bit over 4 times. But here's the wrinkle. It's not about, very few people buy houses cash, right, John?
Yes, I bought a house here in Newport News for cash, and I could tell you that story later. But yes, most people have to get a mortgage.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of these YouTubers out there and people talking about crash are like, hey, look at that. Houses are 4x income. Well, folks, let's go all the way back to 1970 and appreciate where we are. again, not only were wages lower, but interest rates. Look at that 30-year interest rate, 8.5%. Right? Because we live in a payment world. Right? So the payment, again, was 166. This is assuming a 10% down payment, which we could change if we wanted. Your percent of payment to income is 27%, or what I would say affordable. So
Yes.
this had to be very interesting to look at, because again, when we have the real numbers, there we go. Look at that. It is still very affordable today. John, people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that housing is affordable. It's not affordable, folks. It's really, really high.
Interest rates have been going down, down, down until the end of 2021. And now they're on the rise, but they're still very good rates.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that's back to the recency bias, right? Oh my God, I didn't get 2.8 or 2.9 or 3. You have any idea that how much I would have paid to get a 4% interest rate when I had started? It is affordable. This is why the affordability index is so important and why we need to follow it, because price, rate, and income make up affordability, folks. It's just how the math works. And right now, housing is affordable. Was housing more affordable in 2020? Yes, it was. It was more affordable in 2020. It was more affordable in 2016, but it is still very affordable today. Now that could change with interest rates going up, but as of today, it's still very affordable. Is that fair?
Oh, yes. Go back to 1990 for a second.
You got it. 1990. That's why these years are important, so you can digest where we're. So ask yourself what you were doing in 1990. Oh my God, that was not affordable.
That's when I bought my first house.
Wow. And look at that interest rate. We were still double digits in 1990.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
I had to refinance that place 2 times to get it down to a better rate.
Yeah, so let's look at 1990. That's interesting, right? So housing affordability is lower because it's not affordable, right? Home appreciation still kind of, well, what was inflation? Our wage growth of 3.6. So yeah, right around that. That's interesting. Interest rates still double digits. Wage growth there, again, not affordable. And then average inflation rate was over 5%. Wow. 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 Let's go back to like 82. Look at this. Oh, yeah. 81, 82. Not affordable because, again, the interest rate, right? This
extremely high.
Yeah, folks, when you were talking about real estate and you say it's unaffordable and you're just pointing at price, you are uninformed or a moron. I'll let you pick. You can pick whatever one you would like because it's price, interest rates, and wages. I'm curious, what was the highest wage growth? Let's see, that would be this column. Let's see. Wow, 11% in 78, 79. Look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'll highlight it in green for you.
Yeah, because you did the extra work that I never did. It ever get that high again? No. Okay. And then right, look, you've done the average, right? The blended 52-year average is 41. I would say we're going to be above that next year. And then again, you've identified your data sources, which is a big deal, which again, nobody should ever believe 2 guys on the internet, but you can always go back and check the data sources. That's why I believe this stuff's important. That way, if somebody wanted to rebuild this, they could. That's the important thing.
Yep, you got to give proper credit.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is basically the source. The beauty of putting this together when I found it is all of these sources are just a single data point. It's the story of all the sources that become interesting.
Yeah, as a whole, it tells a very interesting story.
Yeah. And tell me what you take from this, John.
Well, I just love to watch the interest rates as they have gone down. I think the biggest thing is the turnaround we're seeing from in the end of 2021.
Right. No, I agree.
That's it. It's going to start having another trajectory, is the way I see it.
No, absolutely. I mean, if you've been watching my channel, which I know you do, interest rates, Matt the mortgage guy told me the blended average is 4.07 now. So that's a full 1.1% higher. It's funny, it's 1.11% higher than our average for 2021. And
Ah,
that's going to have
you
an
said to
impact.
do the work on preparing for interest rates at 6%.
Yeah,
Well, I did them at 5 and 6.
nice. That's awesome. Yeah, and that's the key, because you can be upset about what's going on, but that doesn't help. You need to prepare and get ready and see what's going on. So that's so valuable. So let me just kind of turn, because I haven't seen, wow, down payment. Yeah. So the other thing that I'm concerned about is this down payment column, or row, I should say, not column, because while the payment is very affordable, 20% very affordable, below, but better than average, this is a problem. We are becoming down payment constrained, because you need $30,000, and that's roughly 45% of your income. So
My buy box,
yep.
There's only 2 properties out there right now in my buy box. That's it. A couple of years back, 2019, 2018,
Yeah.
there was 10, 15 of them to choose from.
Yeah.
Now there's 2.
Yeah.
And people are still paying overprice.
Yeah. That's the world we live in. I think that is very much what we just talked about. Rising rates is pulling all that in buyer off the sidelines, John, because I'm seeing the same thing. I have a buy box today that I think has eight properties that qualify. All of them are overpriced, and half of them went pending this weekend.
Wow.
It's because those owners are coming, and I'm happy to wait. I had a student that I interviewed yesterday that's like feeling stressed out because he's been doing the work for 6 months in Sacramento. I'm like, it's okay. Just wait. Let all these end buyers come off, have buyer's remorse, because then the market will slow down. So I do think interest rates rising from 2.96 to 4.07 and higher will eventually cause the market to slow down. So John, what I would ask you to do, track that buy box. Today is 2. Probably, I mean, I know you'll do it every day, but I'm guessing if you did a flash score every month, that is going to slowly tick up. It may not tick up in March, but it should start to move in like May, June, July, because it's the combination of price and interest rates that will slow the market down, I think.
Well, right now I have 5 doors.
Yep.
Awesome. And that really started when I did my 1031 exchange back in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been acquiring one property about every 6 months.
That's awesome.
And sometimes it was difficult to land the deal.
Absolutely.
But I've been fortunate. My last one was the middle of December, for property number 5.
That's awesome.
And of course, my tenant decided that they didn't want to live there anymore, and just up and left. Didn't tell my property manager, didn't call me.
They ghosted you. Yeah.
So we ended up doing a small rehab on the place, and it's beautiful now. So I got forced appreciation.
Yeah.
It's going to be working in my favor.
There you go. And I'm going to guess you're going to get more rent, is what I'm guessing.
About 250 more.
Oh, that's not, too bad. Yeah. So the last thing I want to talk about this 50-year spreadsheet, because I again believe we are living through the 70s. People, look at the 70s. So we start at 8%. And by the time we get to 1980, interest rates are up 500 basis points. That's 5%. It goes from 8 to 13. It actually goes to 16 the following. So it basically doubles. People lose their mind, John, when they say the interest rate goes up means housing has to fall. It's not true. It's not true. Housing went from what was the low? So the low was 2.4% in 73. Housing appreciated even in 1981 with interest rates at 16%. How can that be, you ask? It is all about wages, people. I don't know why you're not paying attention. It is all about wages. We live in a payment-based society. The reason these freaking SUVs cost 100 grand now is because you can do them in 7 or 10 years, not 3. Real estate is the ultimate payment, because you either pay rent or you pay mortgage. You don't like living in your car. And again, I love this 81 time frame, because we still had appreciation. We had ridiculous interest rates. We had wage growth, but again, it was not affordable. at least on a payment basis. That was probably the least affordable, I'm guessing. Yeah, 46%. Because again, we're on a payment, and a payment at 16.6% interest is not affordable for anyone. That's why you refi, and then that's why we had 40 years of interest rate decline, basically. Right.
And that period of red for the 30-year fixed interest rate
Mhm.
goes on for several years there.
Yeah. Again, the average, I think, is what? What is the average? Yeah, 5%. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So again,
if you notice that 5%
Mhm.
is compared to the interest rate increase,
Mhm.
take a look at that at the end.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, shoot. Yeah, 7.82 average. Wow.
No, I meant
Which
no,
one?
that's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
7.2. So home appreciation continues to go up. It kind of follows it.
Mhm. No, that's exactly right. It's definitely interest rate. So folks, what John has given you is an updated version of 50-year spreadsheet. We always identify our sources. So if you want to go check the numbers, go for it. John, any other closing thoughts on this? Because I want to thank you for
the last thing, the very end again.
Okay. Yep.
Average inflation rate at the bottom.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Home
Really?
appreciation beat that
Yep.
over 52 years by a point.
Yeah, by 1.2%.
1.2. Yeah. I thought
Yeah.
that was interesting.
Yeah, the other thing I love that you have here is the average 25.5% average payment of gross. That's an affordable housing payment. That's called the front end ratio in mortgage speak. That's basically gross with payment. Anyways, it's a mortgage thing. You're going to get a yes answer at 25%. You're going to get probably a no answer above 30. Where does it go above 30? Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, late 80s, 90, early 80s. You're going to get no answers. And this is why I'm telling people, if this happens again and rates go up, get ready for transactions to fall, because transactions will fall, transactions fall, inventory builds, then maybe we can have pricing going down. It's that order. What do you think, John?
I think you're correct, but it probably will be a slow train to get there.
Oh no, exactly. People live in a world that they think it's going to just snap your fingers. We will not. This train is so slow moving. We will not have any price hits this year. Pricing will go from whatever last year was. What was last year? It's on home appreciation of 12.4. It might go to 6, 7, 8, but it won't go negative. The only chance we have for negative housing appreciation is sometime late 23 or 24. It's a train, and I'm not calling for it. I'm just saying the train moves so slowly, it can't happen this year. Does that make sense?
We continue to buy when there's a good deal.
Exactly. Always good time to buy a great deal. So John, I want to thank you very much for doing this. This video will be up for others to enjoy, as will your spreadsheet.
Thank you for having me.
You got it, buddy. Thanks again.
All right. Bye-bye.